We're going to dip into some questions from MK Ultras, the channel members here. Chris asks, when will college soccer really actually start marketing to fans?
Yeah.
That could be a rhetorical question if there's no answer.
No, it's interesting because I think what a lot of the programs do, obviously locally is where you're going to get a lot of your fans, right? Obviously it starts with the camps they run in the summertime and the showcases they do, like every program I think always has like some type of campers day where like if you attended a camp, you wear the shirt or whatever, or you're given a ticket to the game or whatever to fill up the stadium. A lot of college programs do that. Obviously the alumni come back for alumni day and they do all the basic stuff. Some have gotten pretty creative with their marketing stuff. They have theme marketing nights for some stuff that some college programs do. So it's changed up a bit, but the big thing is you're still competing on TV on the, it's rough. Like on the Big Ten network, you're competing with all the other sports. And listen, there's sometimes I want to watch Michigan State hockey on the Big Ten because I think it's a good rivalry, but like the last segment, I got to go on to Peacock sometimes to watch Michigan State, or I got to pay the extra money to watch on BTN Plus when I think it's a nice matchup that's not on BTN. So, you're competing a lot with other sports when you're coming to the big conferences. ESPN Plus is great for everyone that doesn't know. Like, if you have the ESPN Plus subscription, you can pretty much watch almost every conference on ESPN Plus. The Big East this past year has moved from Fox to ESPN Plus. The only ones that are behind the paywall really are Big Ten and ACC are probably the only two that are really behind paywalls. I know some schools do their own stuff, like Western Michigan's done their own broadcast stuff before when they have a link. But everything now on the NCAA tournament, men and women, is all on ESPN Plus and it'll be on the ESPN networks. So, but in terms of marketing, I think they would like extra money to market their sport, but unfortunately all of that goes to the bigger sports. And it's kind of sad really, because I don't think some of these ADs understand how big soccer could be and what it can do for their program if they do it the right way. And that's at every school, not just big schools. That's at every school. So
changes are coming, Brooks. Changes are coming. In the meantime, let's go Broncos. Curious, how do you rate Michigan Wolverines' chances on Sunday?
Oh, so Michigan actually got bounced by Notre Dame. So they played in the first round. So
I know
you did. I know. You Buckeye fan. I know.
That's some dirty pool there from our guest co-host there. But we're going long here. I got one more question from our channel members, and it illustrates one of the things I love about a section of our channel members is their keen interest in USL 2. Jeff asks, the college change would kill USL 2. I have my own thoughts on it. Curious of yours.
Yes, it would. It would. He's right. It would. And that's what I've talked about with a lot of people that are involved in USL 2 teams locally and across the country. It would. You wouldn't get the top players. I don't believe NCAA 2 and 3 would move to this because I don't think they could, but it would. It's kind of essentially it's like, some USL teams. I think that's why with this pro rel and everything that's being involved, like there are teams that we want to go pro now because we see that it's not going to be the best, amateur league for all amateur players. And I think in USL 2 circumstances, what I've noticed a lot, and I'm interested to see if it continues, a lot of youth clubs that are big youth clubs. So I'll give you two: Bethesda in Maryland and PA Classics in Pennsylvania now have U23 teams for USL 2. So I'm curious to see, and they both play MLS Next, which is interesting as well. So are they going to target bigger youth clubs? And there are some actual youth clubs in this area in Michigan, whether they have a men's or just a women's team. They use it as much like they promote it inside their club to come watch the game. And this is where your kid can end up if they go to college, or if you're 16, 17, you need a summer team to play with. I mean, I'm curious if USL Super Y kind of, goes down a little bit eventually, because maybe people are getting a little tired of certain things. You could see some interesting changes as everything evolves between college and what USL2 wants to do and this pro rel stuff. I'm curious to see how things kind of rotate in this country for soccer. But to answer the comment, yes, like this will change. I don't think the top college guys are going to play USL2, especially coming off after you played the national championship in May or June. And if you're going to play all year round, even though you have a break in the middle of the year, I mean, if I was a college coach, I think I'd say, I want you to rest and I want you to be prepared for when you come back at the end of July. You can't, it's already a lot anyways for me right now when a kid plays essentially a very shortened college season in the summertime. And then some are called back after, 4th of July, because that's some of the cutoff times that coaches have. I mean, it's already difficult now. It's going to be even more difficult if the white papers go through and everything's changed. So
it happens now. It happens now on the recruitment trail for USL2 clubs. We get guys who we talk to, well, not we, but people that we both know. Yeah. We there are conversations that I had. It's like, I see the value in me coming to USL2 and spending my summer working with your program, but Coach Billy says that I have to rest this summer and I can't play for you.
Yep.
We lose talent like that, and this move is gonna. We can talk about this. It's a whole segment of content right here, but just I love USL2 football. I really do. In a partisan and non-partisan way. It's going to destroy it. It's going to make it meaningless. It's going to render it useless in its current form. And I hope that USL2 can adapt to being something else so that it just becomes completely irrelevant and disappears.
I don't agree with that. It's like a total killer. I do agree, obviously. I mean, they made an allowance. They even referenced the summer league season in the white papers, and they left that window there. But I do agree that the top players, if they've had a deep run and all that stuff, they'll probably forego it. It won't probably be as necessary. But you had another point.
The one point I'll say is, like, I think it's still important for USL2 to be around for the kids that play NAI, D2, and D3.
Or not getting playing time, right?
Exactly. Well, not playing time, but just like USL2 is great for other exposure. So like when I do my scouting stuff, and obviously, Robert, you work for OCFC, that's the closest team to me. It's important. You get, top NAI colleges like Lindsey Wilson and Rio Grande and UNOH send their guys, to bigger programs to get identified. And sometimes that's how they move up to higher colleges. Someone gets coached and that's how they enter the portal and move up. And you still need that exposure for the guys that play D2, D3, and NAIA. I mean, kids end up in different situations for many different reasons, whether it's academic or they're not identified early on and they get missed. There's a lot of kids in USL, pro, League One and Championship that played at good D2 programs like Young Harris and there's some Lindsey Wilson guys that graduated that played in the professional game that are good players. It's just, either you're international and you can't, it's too much money to go to a bigger school and you couldn't get it, or there's always a reason. But I mean, for the importance of scouting and everything, leagues like MWPL, USL2, League for Clubs, you want to put that in there. Whatever amateur, summer program, it's good for kids to get extra games if needed. But yes, I think the top guys, if this goes 2 semesters, it's going to be a question for a lot of coaches. Do I want to send my guys? Do I just send my underclassmen? My guys that didn't play a lot. Maybe I send my underclassmen. But, for me, it's always interesting to me, the push and the pull with it, because I think some guys need matches in the summertime with these amateur sides, but I think some guys need more training in regards to developing than necessarily playing in a team environment. So there's always different, reasons and whatnot. But so
fair enough.
Adapt or die, and I hope they find a way to adapt.
Yeah, no doubt. But I think we've reached the end of our time with you, Mr. Brooks. We've gone long and we've meandered a bit. Plenty to talk about in the college world. But the 2025 edition of the NCAA Soccer Tournament for the men's preliminary round was last night on Thursday, and the bulk of it is being played on Sunday. Brooks, thank you so much for joining us here on Morning Kickaround to kind of dip into the current events in the college soccer world. And you can catch Brooks on We Are Soccer and he is also scouting for the Soccer Syndicate. Thank you so much, Brooks, and enjoy tournament season. I know you enjoy it.
Yeah. One thing, just if you're a fan of the women's game, turn on to the women's game. It's going on right now as well. ESPN Plus, support the women's programs as well, because those coaches like a Jeff Hosler at Michigan State do a fantastic job. So support the women as well.
I bet Hosler's, is he over the moon about the white paper thing? Because he was pushing for the 21st century model quite a bit, wasn't he?
I haven't talked to Jeff about it, but I think a lot of the women's coaches, it makes sense if the men go, the women need to follow. It just makes sense.